Good afternoon and welcome to Thursday's Travel Talk with Travel Time. For anyone who's joining us for the first time, Travel Time is a full-service travel agency in Atlanta, and we have a location in the US. We've received numerous awards over more than a decade in the industry. Live broadcast to bring our audience important and reliable information about what's going on in the travel industry today. With all of that said, we'd like to welcome today, we have two guests. First of all is Meredith Hand, who is our Sandals support here. Thank you, Meredith, for joining us.
Hello, everyone.
We're joined today by Mr. G, as he's familiarly known to us, and he's the general manager of Sandals Regency La Toc in St. Lucia. So he's going to bring us information about life in St. Lucia today, what it's like at the Sandals Resort, some of the protocols that are keeping people safe while they travel these days, and just about the wonderful experience that has been offered to our clients in St. Lucia. Welcome, Mr. G.
Hello, everybody. Great to be here this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So maybe just to get started, you can just give us a little bit of information. I know that you are welcoming guests at your resort right now. And so you can just give us a little bit of information about the guest experience on resort right now and what you're hearing from guests on the ground, I guess.
All right, awesome. Well, again, good afternoon, everybody. Great to be here this afternoon. August 31st is when we opened up Sandals Regency La Toc. And this was after Sandals Grand St. Lucia opened up. And it has been an absolutely awesome time for us to get the property up and running and receive guests with all that's going on and happening around the world as well. So first of all, with guests, I think the most amazing thing has been being able to bring back 700 guests, 700 team members back to work. And the guests are absolutely appreciative to see the team members, because that's who they come for, the smiles. Even though with the mask, they are happy to see the team members around and doing what they do best, whether it's entertainment, dancing, whether it's the bartenders serving the drinks, whether it's the restaurants where the food is being served, and that awesome 5-star global gourmet. And there are changes, and like we say, the new normal that we all are getting used to. And a lot of that is to do with protocols, the social distancing, the hand washing. We have hand wash stations that we've added around the property since it is a 220-acre resort right here. We've added additional hand wash stations around the resort as the guest walks. We have close to 90 hand sanitizing stations that we've added around the resort as well, so that the guests don't have to search for things, guests don't have to look for things, and they're very appreciative of being able to see those things. And like a guest just told me at a luncheon that I had just gone to say hello to them. They have been to a lot of resorts around the world, and to come to a Sandals, they are absolutely impressed by the cleanliness, by the protocols that are being followed. Every time a guest sits at a table or sits at a beach chair and they move, the entire place gets sanitized, whether with a spray, whether with a fogger, or whether with a chemical. And those are protocols. The rest all is normal. The beach is there, the sun is there, the Bahama Mama and the Pina Colada is being served. But those are just changes that we've done to make people feel safe.
We know that you had to meet these rigorous terms from, the government protocols. And Sandals is always ahead of the game anyway, with putting things in place even before they're stated to be needed. So we know that you had to meet all of that for the resorts to be open. And can you say, your first guests that have come, like I would assume that they're Americans, not Canadians just yet?
Yeah, just yet. I think October 11th is what we're hearing. Air Canada would like to start flying down. So we're waiting for that final announcement where they confirm it. So we're looking forward to that.
We're looking forward to that as well, actually. We have had clients going to Jamaica now for some time, obviously with all safety protocols and everything in place. But St. Lucia is very high on the wish list for many of our clients. And Meredith, you can attest to that from events that we've done.
St. Lucia is really, really popular. You know, it's the Hawaii of the Caribbean, as we say. So it's a beautiful, green, lush island, of course. It's one of my favorites to get out and do different activities, both water-based, which of course our water sports are included, which I'm sure Mr. G will chat about in a moment. There are some opportunities to get involved with those as well. And of course, St. Lucia has been named recently in the past few weeks as one of the safest places in the world, as per the World Health Organization, to travel. So we're really, I think it was the top 8. Was it, Mr. G? Are you still in the top 8? Do you know?
We're still in the top 8 and the only one in the Caribbean besides St. Bart's. So we'll give St. Bart's as well. But yeah, besides St. Bart's.
Amazing. Yeah. So that is definitely a vote of confidence for sure for health and safety for anybody who's concerned about getting away for some little R&R.
Well, we know a little bit about the experience at your resort. I know along with Meredith, our whole team visited and got to tour your resort and meet you. That hardly seems like it's almost 2 years ago now, but one of my team members sent a message this morning where it was our Facebook status that day of where we were going. So that really makes us more than ready to come back again.
Yeah, and I remember that time when the whole team came down and Meredith was there as well, and you enjoyed the property and saw the beautiful views of what Sandals Regency La Toc you're able to see in the 220-acre resort as well. So
yeah, we didn't get to stay there though, Mr. G.
No.
That's for next time.
We'll
definitely have that on our list for next time. And one of the things that I know our clients feel is very important is, one of the questions they ask is if you've been there. And that is one of the things that is the strength of our team at Travel Time, that we really, really do take it seriously, that we want to have that experience so that we can give a firsthand account to our clients. And it really does make a difference because people know that we understand the experience that they're about to embark on, and it does really make a difference. So we're waiting for that first chance to be able to come back and enjoy the resort and be able to let our clients know that firsthand safety protocols and everything that's in place, and that they can come and enjoy.
Yeah, and it's nothing like experiencing it yourself. And I think you said it right. Once you experience it, it becomes so easy to be able to talk about it. Just like water sports. If you don't come here and enjoy the kayaking and the sailboats that we have, that you can go out to the beautiful ocean, or the diving, and the diving has become absolutely stunning. I think during this unfortunate pandemic that's happening still, the cruise industry has taken us, a hit. And what's happened is, with less traffic in the ocean, the sea life has come back. It's unbelievable the amount of fish, the amount of lobsters, the amount of octopus that every person that goes out diving sees and talks about. It means that's what the beauty of coming to the Caribbean is all about, enjoying what it has to offer. It's great to see all that coming back.
So it sounds like now, or very early in the process, is the time to come and get to experience all of that.
Absolutely. And again, it's as I walk and talk to the guests, it's a huge thank you to them for making that first step of traveling down and coming down to St. Lucia. And you can experience things now that over time might change a little as we get into the use of the new normal around St. Lucia. I think to enjoy those initial small things that are happening as well, I think it's the best time to come down.
Awesome.
So can you tell us a little bit about the guest experience, in the first few weeks of being open, the kinds of changes that you've made? And I would expect some of those have really enhanced the experience, and they're not detracting from it in any way, but you can tell us about that.
So let me just walk you through what a guest would go through from landing to coming to the resort. So I think first of all, the most important thing is having that PCR negative test. PCR is the only testing that the government of St. Lucia accepts at this point. So having a PCR negative test is very important. Once you have that and you've got the approval from the government to travel, once you land at the airport, it's as normal as it is as any time. The only difference is you do have multiple stages to go through. meeting the nurse, getting the temperature check, hand sanitizing, and then going through immigration and customs. And once you're done with that and you're cleared, you come into what is known as the Sandals Airport Lounge. Now that's when everything just becomes sandalized. It is as normal as it is. The guests come in, they do have their drinks, they do have the snacks, they have the restroom facility and that they can use and just feel that Sandals hospitality that they are used to or they're going to experience as soon as they walk into that lounge. Once they're in the lounge, they take their break, have a snack, have a drink, and they're off to transportation, taking them down to the resort. The great thing that's happened right now is all the transportation that's at the airport is geared towards Sandals because we are currently the largest resort that is open with Sandals Grand and Sandals La Toc. So the bus is actually, whether it's a private car that they book or whether it is a taxi that we use to transport them, they're already waiting for them well before they even arrive into the lounge. So the experience is not lengthy at all. They get the few minutes to be able to just take a breath of fresh air, smell that beautiful Sandals special fragrance that is added to the whole experience, and they're off for that transportation to bring them down to the resort. And then once they get to the resort, the only thing that they will go through is a temperature check, just to ensure that the temperature is within that range. And then you get that beautiful cold towel, have a glass of champagne in their hand, and they are off to their room. And that's when the Sandals experience starts. Again, protocols wise, what they will see when they reach their room or they walk to their room by the agent is a seal on the door. And that seal certifies that that room went through all the multiple layers of protocol that we have. And that involves using 6 different chemicals in the room that are geared towards different touch points. So there's a different chemical for use for remotes, which is a TV remote or an AC remote, a different chemical for use for the telephone, and then the high touch point areas like in the restrooms. You have the hand wash station in the sink area. You have the showers. Different chemicals are used in those areas as well. And the last thing we do so that we don't miss anything is we fog the entire room with the EPA approved chemical, and then we seal the room. What that chemical allows, if there is an area that we cannot reach or there's an area that gets in a corner, that chemical, which is a fogged in, will go and reach so that there's no chance of any kind of touch point that gets missed. And then we seal the room. The seal can only be opened by the guest. We cannot open the seal. The guest actually pushes the door open, giving them that sense of security that we followed all protocols and seal that room for them only. And then once they're in the room, based on the category they book, they have all the amenities in the room. They advise them of all the touch points that are taken care of. And then the experience of Sandals starts. They come out, whether they go for a quick bite, whether they go for the beach, whether they go to the pools. What they will see is these beautiful Sandals masks that we wear. It looks something like this, right? So Sandals masks that we wear, those are for our safety and the safety of the guests as well, keeping that social distancing in place as well. But the service doesn't change. The smile is still there underneath that mask, because when they smile, you can see the eyes move a little. So you know the smile is there. And then everything else is normal. Entertainment is normal. Water sports is normal. We will sanitize constantly. Even if a guest uses a paddle, and once we get the paddle, it gets sanitized right in front of the guest. So a lot of things that we used to do before at Sandals, we might do it in the back before COVID. But with COVID now, we do it right in the front of the guests, showing them that we've always done it. Now we're bringing it in the front for you to see that it's for your safety and the safety of the team members. That's very paramount for us. Food quality, it's 5-star global gourmet. We just went through a menu re-engineering over the last week that has changed a lot of the menus around the resort and enhanced it with the help of a corporate office. And it's absolutely raves out there from the guests as well. So it's a lot of relaxation that the guests are feeling. The more I talk to the guests, they are happy to be here. The more I talk to the guests, they want to stay here longer. Some want to get a passport. So we get, so I think it's the feel of the Caribbean is back. I think they feel it. The team members are happy to be back to work. The guests are happy to be able to get away from what they needed to get away from, whether it's stress, whether it's just getting a break that they needed. And everything else is just as normal, except for the hand washing stations that we've added, the hand sanitizing stations that we've added, the masks that we all wear, that's just normal, and the chemical usage that we're doing around the property in front of the guests. Now, all these chemicals are EPA approved chemicals provided by a company that I think everybody knows around the world called Ecolab. And they are the ones that provide us the chemical that have been approved. So yeah, it is. I think, yeah. So again, like you've said, Louis, I think we've always been ahead of everything that we do, always been ahead of everybody else. And I think during COVID, we've come out very strong. And I think the guests are seeing that as well. And we're hearing that as well.
And I do want to mention, just on your point, you just reminded me too, Mr. G, on the point of, chemicals and cleanliness and health and safety. I think even Lois forgets to mention this sometimes, and people don't even realize that in Lois's former life, very recently, not too long ago, she was a nurse. So if you're booking through Travel Time TPI, she knows her health and safety for sure, and she'll be able to advise you inside and out. And I think I can speak for her and her entire team that, recommending if clients are looking to get away, maybe in the next few months, maybe next year. I mean, Sandals and Beaches really aligns well with her own personal viewpoint on, what would make a safe trip for somebody looking to get away, right, Lois?
I consider that I'm not a risk taker, but with the knowledge, I feel people can go prepared and do it safely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I just wanted to ask a little bit more about the restaurants. I know people always talk about the food, and you've already mentioned about the 5-star global gourmet menus and so on. In this time, when I would assume that starting off, your occupancies will be lower, will you be offering all of the choices that people would normally expect in a rotational manner, or how are you doing that?
Louis, I think you know the answer for this as well. Sandals never cuts down on anything. The day we opened, August 31st, until today, every restaurant is open every night. Guests have a choice to go where they want to go. The protocols require us to make reservations. That's just for contact tracing purposes and just in case. So we do have reservations for each and every restaurant. But again, we have reservation desks that the reservations can be made at. Butler service will help you with if you have butlers, and then club level service will help you with the concierge as well. But all restaurants are open. All of them are a la carte. Again, the buffet has been taken away for the time being until we look at how to do it in a way that we are conscious of the 6-foot distancing and the sanitizing done properly as well. We are very close to get that started. Just a few other tweaks that we are doing, and in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get the breakfast buffet started. But right now, everything is a la carte, and the guests are loving it. I think
a la carte is where it's at.
Yeah.
That's from my personal perspective, that's real service when you're served at your table, and obviously with the smiles, even if it is behind the mask, it is something very special about that.
And for those who haven't been to Sandals too, sorry to interrupt, Lois, for those who haven't been to Sandals, I just want to say, some people think a la carte and they think, oh, I'm going to go hungry, there's not going to be enough food. A la carte does not mean you are limited to what you order. That's very important.
You can you can try a number of different dishes if you wish.
Sure, you can have 3 main plates at 3 different restaurants at Sandals if you want to, all in one night. It's totally up to you.
You could eat appetizer in one, lunch, entree in another one, and a dessert in the third one. And I have guests do it all the time. They'll go to Soy and enjoy the beautiful sushi.
That was Meredith doing that, actually.
Yeah. But it's what you like to do, it's what you feel like doing.
Variety is the spice of life, everyone.
Sure. And from my recollections at the many Sandals experiences that I've had, The spacing in the restaurants, I doubt if you needed to do very much there. It's all set up for couples. There is lots of space between tables and so on. So, you know, as far as that being covered, you already had that down.
And you're right. You know, we've always thought about, you know, having that distance for the couples as well. So it was very easy when we came about social distancing. We didn't really have to do much except get the restaurant ready and open it up. And it's perfect for couples to just relax, enjoy the view, have that beautiful a la carte breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and just, you know, like I say, I think I've realized we've got to live more, laugh more, and make more memories. I think that's what Sandals is all about.
That's what our clients are missing out this year. Those memorable moments that you only get when you're away with your loved ones. And one of our blog posts that went up this week is really talking about that and taking that experience to be away, be in the moment, and enjoy, whether it's with your spouse or your partner, your children, or extended family. There is something about being away and enjoying that time together that you, even if you do something at home, go out to dinner, it's not the same. It's not the same disengagement and therefore engagement with your loved one. Mm-hmm. That's what our this year. They're going to be safety protocols from here are in place, and I know some of our U.S. clients are already traveling and are enjoying your properties, and our Canadians hopefully will follow soon as well.
We are positive. I think we're seeing it as well. The confidence level is growing, and I think more people are going to travel. And I think, like you've always said, I think Sandals is in the forefront, and we are doing the things that need to be done to bring the confidence back, the confidence of traveling back, the confidence of having the ability to give an environment where guests can relax and not think about their safety. It's already thought for them. It's already in place for them as well. So we're seeing that already. We're seeing the interest growing already. We've got an increase in flights as well. This month, we have more flights coming to St. Lucia this month than we had in September. So that's a good sign for us as well.
So make us jealous. Tell us what the weather is like in St. Lucia this week.
Right. Well, you know, I don't like to gloat, but I have to. Today is 98 degrees, full sun, and that's Fahrenheit. 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Beautiful sunny day today. The water is, I cannot describe it. It's beautifully clear. Got 3 different colors of blue that you can stand and look at it. And the sand is absolutely white and soft, where the guests are just enjoying themselves. Means think about having a beer in your hand, or a pina colada, or a margarita, and just...
You just took it too far, Mr. G. Yeah. Went over the edge.
I think there's a chair somewhere there that I could be sitting in the shade and enjoying a book while I hear the water. That's my dream.
There is, and it is perfectly there for you. It's got a beautiful view, got a beautiful tree that's been here for almost 40 years on this property that gives that beautiful shade and that beautiful view of the ocean. And all you hear is the waves. That's all you hear.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like something that needs to happen sooner rather than later.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely believe you on that. I think we're waiting for everybody to come down, waiting for you, Louis, waiting for Meredith, you know, and I hope that's Blue Mountain Coffee, by the way, Meredith.
Of course.
Yes.
Full. Yes, 100%.
That's the only coffee we drink at Sandals. That's the only coffee I drink anywhere I travel. I have to go with my Blue Mountain, even if I'm going on vacation. I cannot drink anything else.
Runs through the blood, but it doesn't taste quite as good as that beer you just described.
Well, this was a great time for sharing some tidbits and information about St. Lucia to our clients. I know that there's many people who listen to this that will be jealous, especially of that description of what it's like in St. Lucia this week. So we want to thank you. Get off the call and turn off the broadcast. I just want to let everybody know that they can reach out to us at Travel Time, and we can answer any questions or provide any additional information on anything that was discussed here. And if you have upcoming plans to travel, certainly reach out and we can fill you in on St. Lucia and certainly on what our experiences have been there and even the details of what was shared today.
Yes, and I just want to reiterate too that Travel Time TPI, of
comfort
course,
levels, and we are happy to help in any way that we can. So you can just give us your last words of advice to people considering Sandals and St. Lucia. You can go ahead.
Sorry, I think I spoke over you with the delay there, Lois. I'll give the last word to Mr. G, but I will just finish up and just say, of course, as always, Lois, of course, heads up Travel Time TPI, and her entire team is extremely knowledgeable about the product. They've stayed at those resorts. They know the Sandals Resorts inside and out. They're constantly up to date. And of course, they have a direct line of contact with us, with our head office, and with all of our fantastic general managers spread out over 15 Sandals resorts and 3 beaches resorts across the Caribbean islands. So you're in very, very, very good hands by going with Travel Time TPI and booking your trip to get away to the beautiful Caribbean. Mr. G, over to you.
Listen, first of all, I just want to say that Lois, thank you. Thank you for what you do, what your team does. We are all in this together. People are going to travel. Ladies and gentlemen, reach out to Lois and the team. The Caribbean is waiting for you. The warm 98 degrees is waiting for you. The Blue Mountain, the Robert Mondavi is waiting for you. Most importantly, the smile of the Caribbean people is waiting for you. All right, so look forward to seeing all of you. Sandals is here. If there's any questions you have, Lois and the team are well versed in it and be happy to help you out with anything you need. But I'm looking forward to seeing all of you come down to this beautiful Caribbean island known as St. Lucia.
We will be back, and thank you for thank you so much.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.